Today I want to talk a little bit about Jane Goodall. Jane Goodall is a primate researchist in animal behavior, educated at Cambridge and born in England. She still lives, her primary residence is in Tanzania. Most of her work was done at the Gombe Stream National Park in Tanzania, in the Kigoma region, and she studied primarily chimpanzees. Now, this park is a long area of protected land along the hills of the eastern shore of Lake Tanganyika. The terrain's distinguished by big valleys, vegetation ranges from grassland to woodland to tropical rainforest, accessible only by boat. Several interesting things showed up in her research. One of the first things was tool use. It challenged two long-standing beliefs of the day. Basically, there was one that only humans could construct and use tools, and that chimpanzees were vegetarians, meaning they never ate meat. These were soon proven through her observations to be incorrect. She saw chimpanzees feeding at termite mounds to eat insects, and they used stalks of grass and would remove the hole covered with clinging termites and eat them, fishing for termites for all intents and purposes. And they would also take twigs from trees and strip off the leaves and modify the stick to make it more effective as a tool. So the beginning of rudimentary tool making. Their diet, which was thought to be completely vegetarian, turned out that it was far more omnivorous and even had a carnivorous side. The chimps were aggressive, and they hunt and eat smaller primates like colobus monkeys. She actually witnessed a group of chimps isolate a colobus monkey in a tall tree and then kept it from escaping while one climbed up, killed it, and tore it apart to feed to different members of the troop. This shows hunting and cooperative hunting, so which is not completely uncommon, but the big surprise here was that they ate meat. Aggression was also noted. She had always thought chimps were very, very peace-loving and kind, but she noticed that there was a much darker side to chimps, much like humans. They would commit murder within their groups. Dominant females would kill the offspring of subdominant females and sometimes even eat them to assert her dominance and make sure the resources for her young were more important than the resources for other female chimps' young. There was a war between chimpanzee groups within this park, and they called it the Gombe Chimpanzee War, the 4-year war, and it lasted for 4 years, and there was one large group in what they called the Kasakela community. By 1974, they noticed that over a period of about 8 months, it had splintered into two groups called the Kasakela. The Kasakela had 8 adult males, 12 adult females, and their young, and then the new community was the Kahama community, and they had 6 adult males and 3 adult females and their young. During the conflict, it lasted over 4 years. All the males were eventually killed in the Kahama community by the Kasakela community. And then they expanded into further territory, but then ran into other bands of chimps, and they fought. Jane Goodall now had founded the Jane Goodall Institute to help support her research, and she is known as a global leader to protect chimps and other apes and their habitats. And they've enrolled students and has over 10,000 groups in 100 countries to help support what she sees as very important conservation work. she certainly has had a huge impact on the primate community in the world, and that's why I wanted to talk about her today.